Time. It is the one constant in everyday life. It just marches on. For Charlotte checker forward Zac Dalpe, that clock has been ticking as a professional hockey player since 2009. Now the captain of the franchise which made him a full-time pro, Dalpe can't help but reflect on the road that brought him back to Charlotte.
You know, you talk about starting your career here, and I thought it was a special place from day one. Being from Canada, not really experiencing the South, and then, like you said, full circle. You come down here, your kids are in school, your wife doesn't want to go home, which is what you want her to say, and you're leading the team and being a leader that I always aspired to be. So, you know, guys before me, like Brian Rodney was my first pro captain, Brett Sutter. Some cool checkers names that fans would recognize. So to be able to be thrown in the mix with those guys is pretty special for me.
The 32-year-old Paris, Ontario native is by no means looking at retirement. Far from it, in fact. He led Charlotte in goals this season with 30 in 68 games played. He still has the fire to keep at it and has shown no signs of slowing down.
I was always told from guys before me, if you think about the end, you're already done. Obviously, you have your planning and stuff like that, but when I see my kids and they see me, how I am at the rink as an older guy, as a leader, I take great pride in them watching me. And now my youngest is starting to understand, so I just want to play hockey as long as possible, and I think I can teach them some great lessons, life lessons through playing hockey. So I wouldn't say I'm looking at the end. The end right here is hopefully holding up a Calder Cup for me.
When Dalpe arrived in Charlotte in 2011, he was a fresh-faced youngster with NHL aspirations. 11 years later, he's the father of 3. Family, a huge part of who Dalpe is, away from the rink.
I get pretty emotional talking about it. I don't want to sit up here and cry with you. So for me, it's something that I take great pride in, them knowing what I do for a living. You know, I don't want to say I'm just a hockey player, but hockey's given me everything. And teaching my kids life lessons through that. And you see them at practice, you see them on the glass, and you may be tired, and then they give you an instant kind of caffeine boost, so to speak. And not to say I don't drink plenty of coffee, but yeah, 3 kids, it's pretty special, and my wife, you know, God bless her, she does so much behind the scenes and grinds just as much as I do. So it's been a pretty good season all around.
Dalpe's played 154 NHL games, recording 14 goals and 14 assists. But as you might expect, he remembers his first NHL goal with remarkable accuracy.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it was New Year's Day, 2011, in Carolina against the New Jersey Devils on Johan Hedberg. I just remember like it was yesterday. I mean, it was Tuomo Ruutu from Jamie McBain. So of course you remember the first. I mean, I'm a bit of a nerd that way. I kind of remember. I don't remember all of them, but I definitely, obviously the NHL ones you remember, but yeah, I remember. I still have the stick at home. It's hanging up on my wall, and the jersey and everything.